Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. I just want to have this great big shout out to everybody because this channel just finally reached 1,000 subscribers. I don't believe I would ever imagine that this would happen. Started this channel 2 years ago and here I am with 1,000 subscribers. So thank you all for supporting me and watching and hanging out with me. All right. For the purpose of this particular video is we were going to look at and see the creator, and this is the creator and the name is One Eye. This is the first ship we're going to look at because I really think this is amazing. The creator, which is One Eye, and we're going to show who One Eye actually is. One Eye is the actual developer of the combat ship Iron. You can see right here, designed by One Eye. He joined our channel and he showed me, or he or she showed me, that you can create a ship just like this, which is a little speed demon, which goes around and can, or should be able to, unless it gets blown up. But what it should be able to do, let me restart this, it should be able to go around and get from the side and actually beat every single one of these overclocked railguns, which is pretty amazing. Now, one of the things that I did notice on the ship that One Eye designed, you can see this is One Eye's ship's design, this is another one of One Eye's ship's design, is it did have a little bit of problems here and there, mainly for heat. So I actually went and I changed it just a tiny bit, and let me just make sure that this is still working, because I know that it works, I just don't know. And you can see right here, 36 crew, 338,000 for a 36 crew ship. I did a little bit more changes. I added one more heat exhaustion. The main reason I added extra heat exhaustion is you can actually use the heat exhaustion not just to disperse the heat, but also as a weapon. Because this is like a ramming type of ship, as you can see when it gets into position, the heat actually does damage to this other ship, as well as to put point defenses on it, and the point defenses are to generate just that extra bit of heat, as well as to help stop any of these other crazy things that are happening to it. You'll notice that it comes over here and it can mess up the IRAM. It can mess up almost every single one of the overclocked ships in the game. I can see right here it's having problems with IRAM, maybe because they changed the AI or some other things. But if you're self-controlling it, you can easily take out both of the railguns and take out the sides. The IRAM is definitely a deadly ship. You can see it doesn't win every single time, but it can win. Let me show you a case against the other one. Now, other people brought up the differences of the Loki. So let me show you the Loki. I know the Loki is a powerful ship, and it has this crazy huge long railgun on it, and it has great maneuverability, as you can see. But if you make a ship like this, which is designed by One Eye, I just made some tiny little itty bitty modifications on it. You notice that it will catch up right here. You just only need one of these ships. Sometimes if you have two of them, it can really do devastating damage. You see it gets right here, and if you're self-controlling the ship, you can easily just have it stuck, and now your other ships, if you have a multiple fleet, can come in from the sides or wherever and just demolish this ship, easily taking out any of these overclocked railguns that are currently in the game. As you can see right here, this little speed demon, very cheap to make, especially if you're this far into the game, and you just need one or two of them on standby, and then as soon as you need them to, you come over here and you can defeat the Loki just like that. Now, the other one that also causes a lot of people a lot of problems, even myself included, was the Thanos. So let's come over here, and you can tell both railguns are gone. I'm not going to sit there and watch it completely destroy it. But the Thanatos is another one. Now, this one you would think also, because it has 6 railguns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that this one right here would probably cause trouble. And you can see it has a lot of good side thrusts and everything. But you can see the speed demon easily locks into this section right here, and then the Thanatos doesn't stand a chance. It takes a while for it to beat it, but this is what I was saying by the radiators. You see the radiator causing fire damage? It's causing heat. So what I asked to do on the channel, I only asked Hoshell this, but I want to ask other people too. Has anybody designed a rammer that can use radiators like we're using radiators right here, and ram from weird positions and cause heat damage? Because you see right here, the radiators are causing this extra heat damage. That would be a fun design to design with the new heat weapons and mechanics. Now granted, a lot of weapons have turrets, have other things that can fire above. So this type of ship right here, which has no shields on it and no really any other actual defenses. If you're firing from a turret-based weapon, or you're firing against other things, or even missiles in this case, this ship doesn't stand a chance. But this ship right here, again, designed by One Eye. And for those that are just joining, One Eye is the developer of the I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. They joined the Discord and showcased this little speed demon, which is pretty amazing. I was thinking of all the different use case scenarios you can use this. Now, this is an AI battle. If I were to self-control the speed demon, and I would self-control one or two other ships, you can see right here, you can easily come in here and get into position and control it to do what it's doing right here, get stuck in the exact position where you want it to get stuck, and easily destroy it. And Hoshell just said that he also designed another ship. Hold on, I want to see this. Hold on, I want to see what he just designed over here, 2025. We'll put this one in here. This is an older design rammer ship that Hoshell said he designed. Huh. Okay, it doesn't stand a chance against Thanos. You saw Thanos just blew it up right away. But the idea of that rammer would be pretty interesting. I like this rammer right here, Hoshell, if you've been watching this. I'm sure you are, that's why you sent me that ship. I like this idea because you see how the radiators are causing fire damage? That is cool to me. Now, the original design by One Eye has one less radiator, there's only two in the front, and doesn't have these point defenses that are added to it to cause extra heat. These point defenses are purposely designed to do offensive and defensive to cause just a little bit of extra heat because it added two more radiators, obviously. It didn't need two more radiators. It can go through the whole battle, but at the very end of fighting the Thanatos, I did see some fires happening without two extra radiators. So that's why I added two extra radiators, and it just works out because these two extra radiators causes the heat damage, as you can see right here, and completely can win and destroy against the Thanatos. Now, it can totally, completely destroy the Thanatos all by itself. It just takes a very, very long time to do it. But I did want to showcase this for those that are wondering, how do you beat a Thanatos or most of the railgun ships, these high-level railgun ships, for cheap? And this is my favorite design that has come into our channel, originally designed by One Eye. Now, they do have a bunch of other ships. We're going to move on to the other ones. You can see it takes some time. I would love to see how this does in Grand Admiral, and so that's probably what we'll do next at some point, is we'll finish up the Grand Admiral battle, and we'll build us a couple of these so that we can destroy some of these things. You can see over here the AI is doing its silly thing going over here, but if you self-control it, it can come over here and ram and blow up this other one. The AI is doing some silly things. I've seen it win against the Thanatos in full if you actually play it. Now, let's see, what was another one that somebody else designed? I know there was another ship. This one, I wonder if they put their name in it. They didn't put their name in it, but we'll showcase it. This one was designed by someone in our Discord channel, and I put out the challenge, obviously. Can beat the Irem is what they designed it for. They didn't design it to beat the other ones. So this is another orbiter type of ship. Actually, I think this is the one. Is this the one? Or maybe the Irem has changed its AI. Okay, maybe it can't beat it anymore. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. They have changed, or I feel like they've changed something since I've tested these out. I know it's been a while since I brought... I don't remember who designed that one. Was this another one? This has to be... I don't know. We'll see if they can still beat the Irem. AIM. Sorry, AIM. And there's no R in there. AIM. Is there R? AYM. AIM. Yeah, I think this one was designed to do that. It runs out of almost the missiles to do it. You can see here it has mines, it has missiles, it has shields. It's an orbiter missile one. Pretty sure this one does do it. It takes some time. I think I speed up the game to actually ×8 just to see it actually do it. But I believe that with enough time, I don't know, it's actually having problems with the missile, see it hitting itself. Alright, we're gonna speed the game up. We're gonna go to ×8 and just see if it can actually do what I think it does. You see it takes some time. Now another thing too is in the game, if you were to play this ship, if there was asteroids or other things, both ships would have probably troubles, this one included. I've noticed that there's been a lot more asteroids and other things in the game. It actually struggles with AM more than Thanatos. Mungbing, okay, I think Mungbing designed this one then. You can see it ran out of missiles and mines, but it did do some damage to it. I think Mungbing is saying that this one can be. Are you suggesting that it could be a Thanatos? That'd be interesting. Let's find that out. Built-in ships, IO combat Thanatos. The AIM is a deadly ship. All right, so we'll speed it down to ×1 speed. Now the Thanatos and this one, you see how fast you have to go to catch up to the Thanatos? This thing is going 86.8 depending on if it's turning, so it's 86. And then you have another one that's literally, and because the Thanatos doesn't have any point defenses, you can see an orbiter missile with mines as well. For some reason it decided to stop. But I don't think I ever tested this against the Thanatos, so this is pretty neat. Mungbing, thank you for sharing this design if this is your ship. Just other options to beat the Thanatos or other these huge overclock railguns that people have caused a huge amount of headache, especially on Grand Admiral. I don't think I would design this one on a Grand Admiral day basis, just because on Grand Admiral the enemy does 40% more damage and you do 30% less damage. So this would probably still help, but I really like that rammer, the first one I showed, designed by One Eye. That one I can see tons of use case scenarios, because any ship that doesn't have turret-based weapons or side-based weapons or missiles, that little rammer that's really cheap at the level that you would be playing it at really is pretty effective. And I am very impressed with this ship right here that Mungbing has shared with us. This is your ship, Mungbing. This is a neat ship that can orbit around. It's a missiles, it's got tons and tons of shields on it. I love that. And the missiles are just helping to rip apart the Thanatos. It's a great design, with mines as well. And it can actually tank a few bursts of the railgun shots. So that's pretty neat. Well, it's a neat design. Does this also beat a Loki? I know everyone has suggested in the chats in my previous video that the Loki was causing them trouble. But honestly, just watching how this is beating the Thanatos, I'm pretty sure this will stand a good chance against the Loki as well. And resources wise, you can see it's near depleted all the missile resources to beat a Thanatos, but it's well worth it if you can beat the Thanatos and walk away with your ship. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if it can beat a Loki. Now the Loki, and I know people have said inside their chat, it just has some crazy amount of rail power on it. But as you can see, the Loki doesn't have enough turn ability if you're going just fast enough to orbit around it. And as long as you can get from behind or to the side, yeah, it's even taking out the first one to the point defenses. And the point defenses is set to offensive, so. It's already taken off some of these. And now it's also having heat problems too. So those point defenses are catching fire. Yeah, I know people also mentioned in my YouTube chat in the first video, just, you know, sideward thrusts. You have to have a lot of, see how much fast this is going? 147. You have to have a lot of side thrusts to be able to force the Loki or the Thanatos to do what it's doing. And he's already taken the point defenses on this side, so it's just a matter of maybe time. And I love how the mines, it's also running into the mines. So it's orbiting, it's using the advantage to the mines, it's using advantage for the actual missiles. We'll speed this up to ×4 just to see how it does. Round and around and it goes. It runs into mines. As you can see, it's forcing it into the mines. I love that. Places mines and now it's forcing it to the mines. So it's kind of doing like a spiral. It's not a perfect circle. And you can see right here, it just won. It just completely beat. And you actually come back with more resources than compared to the Thanatos. So that is a cool design. Thank you so much for sharing that one, Mungbing. Now I know there's a few other ships that people designed, so I'm gonna see if I remember where they are. We're gonna come over here, 2025. We're gonna come over here to test. There was another ship that somebody designed. It may have been, and I know this one can't beat the Loki. I think we did this one versus the other one. Built-in ships. We did it in the first video, I believe. Or maybe, I don't remember if I showcased this one or not, but we'll showcase this one. So this one is Overclock Rail 001. Now I know this one, it has a heat weapon on top of it, and it has mining lasers on top of it, in the back and in the front. And the whole design for this one, which is another way to beat, at least I think it beats this one. If it doesn't beat it, then I guess we're gonna find out here in a second. You see how fast it's going? It's gonna go 106 to catch up to the aim. And it's got heat weapons, it's got mining lasers, it's got disruptors, it's got the shield, and you can see you can beat the aim with this ship right here. The challenge was to beat it with the same cost or less crew, same crew or less. And you can see this one right here can beat the aim. So this is another design you can think of to beat the aim. I don't think this one beats a Thanatos or a Loki. Just looking at its design, this is definitely not enough shields to take that much damage. But if you're just trying to beat an aim, this is a ship that can beat it in the front to front, tanking it, catching up to it, and destroying it. And you can see it's just about the same cost, a little bit less crew. Really, really cool design. I wonder if they left their name in it. Hold on, let me just double check. So this person right here, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the name. Schlachtman. I think that's how you pronounce it. Very, very cool design. Thank you for sharing that one. They just joined a Discord and showcased that there are ways to beat these ships without just doing what I was thinking you couldn't do. Those shields could probably be strengthened a lot if the reactors were closer. Mongbing, that is also true. There's probably definitely ways to optimize it. These are just people's first designs to give me an answer to my call to my challenge. Was there one other one? I feel like there was one more, but I don't know what it was. Who designed this one? I'm guessing somebody designed this to beat this, and I don't remember who designed it. But they were answering the call to see how many mining lasers, but I can see right here that's having problems. I don't know if this was designed to do that. It's having energy reactor problems. Why are these guys sitting here doing nothing? gonna speed this up for a 10 minutes and see if it actually does beat this. It's tanking it with shields. And the mining lasers finally catch up. But I see heat problems. Okay, well, whoever designed this ship and you're watching, you can see right here, you have heat problems. That's why you lost your shields and just lost the whole ship. So, you might need a little bit more troubleshooting and more heat exhausts. Let's just see if they actually put their name on the ship or not. Person that put the name of the ship obeyed. Thank you for sharing that one, Obeyed. I don't know if this is one or not either. What is this? Oh, this was a cool design, this image design that I just looked at. This is not to beat the aim, but this was a cool design ship to fight anything else. See, it's got a heat gun, it's got deck cannons, it's got armor all around, it's got shields. Aim's not a good example to fight against that one. And then there was a bunch of other ships in here too. Someone did also put in my YouTube channel, I'm going to showcase it right here. They wanted me to face 3 of their little ships versus one of my ships. This one, the in-game ship that was designed. So, just to showcase, so if you're watching No Pause Admiral Engage, this is the ship that was designed. And these are these little pixies that they designed, which I honestly think is really, really cool and neat. Now, 3 of these pixies do good, you know, behind damage and everything else. That was definitely the challenge. But if you're going to watch closely, this ship, they never took my ship to challenge it against itself. But I actually took the challenge, and this single ship, as you can see, can beat 3 of these guys. The challenge I have is to take 3 of these guys and take one of your big ships and to beat it. They wanted to do the opposite challenge on mine. And you can see right here for the person that put in that challenge, hopefully they actually put the name of it on their ships. Are those mining lasers? Those are, yes, these are mining lasers, correct. So if you watch my No Pause Admiral Engage challenge, you'll see that I do use a lot of mining lasers. I can't remember who it is that actually designed this Pixie, but honestly, this is a pretty neat design. 3 of these ships against a lot of other normal ships that are not designed to take on swarms will have an actual decent hard time. But this ship right here is designed to handle swarms. The small little swarm ships, as you can see, it does a good amount of front damage. Comes over here, it can tank from the front, it can tank a little bit from the side, it can tank from the back as well. And you can see it takes out that Pixie and takes out this Pixie. And then there's a third Pixie in an AI battle. It handles all 3. Mining lasers are nice, Spartan Lord, mainly because they don't cause aggro, and they can shoot over other ships. What I mean by shoot over other ships, so if you have a fleet of these mining laser ships, or a whole bunch of them, like 3 of them, the mining lasers shoot over other ships, and when you overclock mining lasers, they do area effect damage, which is also very nice as well. So when you use offensively, they can do some pretty neat things. And just because you joined, and maybe this is the first video you've ever watching of it, we've designed a whole bunch of really, really neat ships. Some of them is just kind of like this, just so you can see them. A lot of them originated from Hoshell, the ones that I play with and I really, really like. Can't even remember which is work in progress. I'm gonna have to go through all these again. And let me just showcase what you're looking at here. Yo, we're so back. Yeah, welcome M134. So you can see right here, this mining laser, you can see how it's designed. It's meant to tank. You can see they're overlapping and they have a whole bunch of different things. And you can see right here, they have great shields and they can shoot over each other in great conjunction. And you have enough heat resistance and they can tank very, very well. They can do really, really good damage. And you can see here, they rip apart other ships. If you take enough of these ships, you can really do some crazy damage. Now, I know this video is all about destroying overclocked ships. So what I really want to showcase here is how you self-control and how I would actually play it in the actual game. So when I come over here and I'm going to come into built-in ships, We'll come back over here to the IO ships. We'll come back over to combat. We'll pull in a Thanatos. Okay, we'll restart the battle. We'll rip the ship off. And then we have to manually go in and find 2025 under chest. We're pulling one of these guys. And then we'll come over here and we'll go with No Pause Admiral Engage. 82.2. No, I'm pretty sure I wanted host shells. Work in progress. No, it's under new. We'll pull in two of these guys. 3.8. And showcase how this works. So, you first engage with this ship. And then these other ships are coming from behind and they'll also engage this ship right here. And we easily just come over and decide to take out the command deck, command deck, command deck. And you see how this one, it swings around and it forces it to do all sorts of things. And then your other ships come in from behind while it's spinning around. Eventually. These other guys obviously get in the way, barely. And then we lose this one. But what's meant to do is this one's meant to come over here, and then once it gets stuck here, the AI is going to force it to try to target this guy. And then these guys, you can see how it's firing over the other ships. This one's tying up the entire ship while this guy comes in here, and if you just don't even target, you just H twice and just target something. Keep his distance in the back a little bit. And you can see it just rips it apart, and this is how you would play it in the actual game. I know we lost this ship. Most of it is kind of just dead in the water. We definitely don't want to be in the front of it, because if you can stay in the front, it's going to take a large amount of damage. And that guy's going to get close, and he's going to force it to do things. I need to just get it back up. Alright, so you see most of the railguns are out. There's just one railgun now. Now there's only one single railgun that can tank it. And so that's how I would do it in Grand Admiral, is you just need one of these little tiny guys. And you don't have to increase your fleet by a crazy amount. And so for those that are wondering where this is designed, it's in our Discord channel. I probably should put it in the actual Google Drive share so that you can see how it's beat. And then the other one that everyone says they have trouble with as well is the Loki. But you see, just have one of these little rammer guys. And you probably shouldn't... I'm not controlling it very well. Oh, I already lost that guy. Now, I would probably play it a little better. I'm over here talking, explaining. You can even do it with just a single ship if you really, really wanted to play it safe and not risk blowing up your other guys. I would think I would actually maybe play it differently. Yeah. If you have enough turning speed and everything, this guy can totally... Yeah, losing both these high-cost ships in the game, that'd be nuts. Losing one of these is not that big of a deal, especially if you cripple the ship this badly. So, not bad. Clearly could have did better. Needs practice. Now the other one was the Loki. Loki's definitely a lot easier when you do the same thing to it. I need something in there to restart the battle. Remove that one. Now we can come over here and put in two of these guys. Messed that up big time. And then we had a test ship. We'll bring in one of these guys. Bring this one in like this. Take these other two guys and you bring those in there like this. And back. It up. Just far enough away. Now we're rotating too fast. But that's okay. I mainly need you to be just far enough away to not interrupt this one. So once you take them, far enough out of range and they're doing their thing and not trying to interrupt this guy's rotation. See how they're backing up on purpose. This guy needs to be closer to range just a little bit. then you just beat it like that. So this is how you would do it. You just make sure I'm hitting the T key, I'm being just in range so that the lasers can engage but not. And then just remember, it's already gone because you already took out the back part, so it doesn't even have anymore. But then once you're in enough, and then you just destroy the Loki just like that. Could tractor beams work with this swarm strat? Tractor beams could totally work with the swarm strat, but first you need something to cause these overclock railguns to purposely spin around. And this right here is the cheapest, most reliable that I can think of in here. Let me just showcase it so we can take a better look at the inside. So here it is on the inside. You can see this is designed by One Eye. One Eye is the, and for those that are just joining, One Eye is the original designer of the AIM. And what I mean by AIM is you'll see right here. One Eye, the developer of it, the developer of this ship right here, see, designed by One Eye, they just joined a Discord and they shared this ship with me, saying this is the ship that can beat his ship. And I'll take his original design right here. This is his original. I made a tiny bit of changes to it. His original design, and I don't know why in this particular live stream is not doing what it's supposed to. You see, it has one less radiator and doesn't have the little tiny point defenses on it. But this original design by the original creator of the AIM, I've seen it win versus this, but as you can clearly see, the AIM just keeps blowing itself up. But I haven't seen it won against this most of the time, but now it just keeps losing. I don't know why, and even when I tested my newer version, it would beat the AIM as well. But you can see this ship right here is so deadly. And for the original, for even the creator to join my Discord channel and share and start actually watching my videos, I'm actually very happy of that. This is such a deadly ship. To run into this ship mid to late game, very deadly. What's the front structure bit for exactly? So the front structure for the Speed Demon is purposely so that you're not stuck or to roll off or for other reasons, because you need just enough distance so that everything still works and functions. See how, and then it can roll off or other things. I really don't know what's going on with the AI, but it's definitely doing some interesting things. Don't you want to be stuck in their side? This is a true statement. I don't know why One Eye put these structures in here, but I understand it when I played my own way where you wanted to be able to get stuck but also not get stuck. Does that make sense? You want it to get stuck, but you also want it to be able to roll off or push or so many other things. Yeah. Maybe finally, after so many tries, it's finally doing it. Now, if you self-control this little ship, it does a lot better than what the AI is doing, because you can keep seeing the AI is doing some funky things. But it can, you can see, if you're self-controlling it, and this is a noble sacrifice if you're playing such a small, tiny AW ship versus something that costs this much. And once you tie the AIM up, you really can do a lot more things, because you can see the AIM's trying to focus on this little ship that's coming up on it. I don't know when the developer is going to release the new nerfing of the flat cannons. That will be interesting. Push an update. Yes, my son. Peak normal. What? What? Funny kid. Okay. Let's see. Thermal tests. Oh, I know somebody mentioned the thermal test. There's got to be at least one other ship here. Hold on. Let me go over here and look in my... Oh, that's the one he shared. Okay, we already did that one. So, Obeyed is the one that shared that one. Hoshell did share a couple more other ships with me. Let me look at this. There's an older rammer. Another rammer ship. Let's see this one. Another rammer ship. And all right, we're playing with rammer ships now. This is designed by Hoshell. Oh, this is the rammer ship. I remember seeing this one, but I never actually fully tested it. So this is a rammer ship. You can see has shield and reactors. It's probably not a good idea to face it against a speed demon. Or maybe it is a good idea to face it against a speed demon, because the speed demon, as you can see, has no defenses. So it lost against this rammer ship. This rammer ship, though, that's designed by Hoshell, I really want to see how it does. Let's see, if you have 3 of these rammer ships, this was the thing I was thinking about. This is such a cool design. Has anyone developed a ship that can out-brawl a tank overclocked railgun ships? Oh, so Spartan Lord, that's what I was showcasing in the beginning middle half of this video, of this live stream. This one right here can out-brawl the AIM, whatever you want to call it. I'm really pronouncing this wrong. I don't even know what it's called. Maybe one I will show you. Tell me how you actually pronounce it. This one right here. So this one right here is a ship that costs just a little under the AIM, has less crew than the AIM. This was the challenge I put out there for people, and can literally tank straight up the front and can beat the AIM. Now, Spartan Lord, if you're also wondering, there's another ship that's designed by Hoshell that can tank and brawl the Thanatos. Now, please note, all these tests are on normal damage, meaning ships do normal damage, you do normal damage. It has not been tested against the playstyle that I play on, which is Grand Admiral. On Grand Admiral, the enemy does 40% more damage, and your ships do 30% less damage. And because of that, brawling a front-to-front ship for the same cost becomes really, really hard. But you can see right here, this ship can brawl that ship. Another ship, and for just because I know this is the second part, the Thanatos, which is also overclock ship, can be tanked. Let me see if I can find it. I know what it looks like, I just don't know where I put it. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Here. Okay. So you can see here's the original design by Hoshell. Here's this tiny little modification I put. All I did was add fire extinguishers to it. Cost near the exact same as the Thanatos. Has a little bit less crew. That's the challenge. It's got to cost the same or less as the actual ship it's brawling. AI really can't target mining lasers properly. AI does not target mining lasers as a threat. Correct, Bob Smith. Currently, I know I've put up multiple videos, I've announced it, I know developers that actually build the game, watch my videos. Maybe sometime in the future, because of what I've said and done and how I use mining lasers, maybe mining lasers will finally be seen as a threat. But currently in the game, in the current game state, vanilla game, mining lasers, AI does not see mining lasers as a threat. They are the last thing that they target. Shields have a higher threat, outside heavy lasers have a higher threat, almost everything else has a higher threat. But for Spartan Lord, who asked if anybody designed a ship that can brawl these overclocked ships from front to front, this is the ship that can do it. Obviously, it's not the nicest or prettiest of designs, it's just the first iteration. People are taking the actual challenge. But in a front-to-front battle, you can see right here, this is how many shields it takes. You gotta go really, really fast. But you can beat a Thanatos in a front-to-front battle this way. I don't even know if you can beat a Loki. That's something we never tested. But in theory, you should be able to. Let's find out. I know people brought up the Loki multiple times. Let's bring up the Loki. Loki. Restart battle. Go. And yes, you need a lot of shields. Overclock, not just shields. Overclock shields. To tank overclock railguns. Yes, you need a lot. But Loki actually looks like it costed less So this ship is over the cost of what a Loki costs. I can see right here the Loki actually is not doing as much damage as the Thanatos. And you can see right here the Loki is also having heat problems too with the amount of damage that this is doing. So Hoshel's ship also beats the Loki. I'm gonna call this a win because I can already see the Loki's having problems. So if you want to ship, this ship is also in our Discord channel, shared publicly, designed by Hoshel. And you can see this one can beat the Loki, it can beat the Thanatos, it can beat the AIM. All three tanking right up the front. If you wanted to build something that's specifically designed to tank and beat these ships. Obviously this thing costs way more than the AIM. But a lot of people have designed, as you can see, you can tank these overclock ships. Now, I don't know if it can tank it on Grand Admiral. I don't know if I want to spend the resources to try. But I know the ship that I do want to try, which was built by One Eye, which is that little kiter that guns on the side and forces it to do funny things. What did I miss? I was busy watching in the ice. Though, Crom, we were just going over a few other new ships that are designed specifically to beat overclock weapons. And you probably have to rewatch the VOD from the beginning to see all the different ships that are designed. I may have missed a few, but I covered the ones that I remember that I tested. I know it's been a while. I've been busy with work. I've been busy with a whole bunch of other things. But the main thing about this video, and the main reason I'm doing this now, is today is the day that I reached 1,000 subscribers. I never thought it would happen. I created this channel 2 years ago. I never thought that I would actually reach 1,000 subscribers. There's many times I actually personally wanted to quit and not actually even make any more videos, but because of the community, mad shout out to Hoshel, always encouraged me to keep making videos. Mad shout out to all the people that have joined me on Discord and encouraged me to keep making videos. So thank you. I am now a part of the 1,000 subscribers club. So thank you for the community. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. And if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. It helps push out this content to other people, bring awareness to it. If you like, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, especially what you don't like so that I can improve and make better content. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day.